Good morning. Welcome to Monday. Alright, so I wasn't going to do a reading today, but then as I was working on folding some laundry, I got this big tap that the Ancestors wanted to come out with a message, as well as the dragon face. So, let's see if we can get them puppies to stay quiet for a little bit. If you're new here, I'm Naoma. I run the Enlightened Heart Soul Connection channel on YouTube here. On YouTube, and I post these videos on my personal TikTok and Facebook accounts. My Facebook account is also Enlightened Heart Soul Connection, but I'm on TikTok as myself. Alright, let's see. Ancestors had a message this morning. What did they want? Chicken. Fear. Somebody is living out of fear, or they're playing chicken. Alright. Hospitality, chicken, and at the bottom of the deck, leadership and wholesome. Hold on. Alright, so the beloved dead of chicken knows how a painful lack of support and validation can force a young heart to adapt. It either grows stronger and develops warrior instincts, or fainter and chooses to don a feathered breastplate, the armor of the lily-livered. If you're unconsciously releasing this energetic pheromone into the universe, this I'm afraid of everything, beware, because it attracts predators. You're putting out a vibration and energy. Hold on. Sorry. You're putting an energy out there that, and somebody's going to come in with a savior complex and try to fix it, and unknowingly they make that fear worse. Hospitality comes out with that. So it's almost like you're feeling like you're doing the job of being in service, but it's out of fear. And the truth really is that you're a leader, and you're wholesome. So genuine, truthful, humble, and you're a leader. But right now, oh, I see. You're performing service out of fear. You're being helpful because of an abandonment wound or some kind of wounding that puts you in fear. So you're trying to be the fixer. You're thinking that you're the savior, when really your job is to step back and see that it's not your job to fix anybody except yourself. And you need to figure out where this fear comes from. You're not serving out of love, because ultimately we love ourselves first. You're serving out of fear. Tell me about leadership and wholesome. So I don't normally read reversals, but what we have here is the world reversed, and I'm hearing that this is a situation that's doomed to be cycle repeat. The Six of Swords is also reversed, so it's keeping you stuck. And then the Page of Wands. This is the explorer. There's a willingness to go out and seek new information, new passionate beginnings. But you're keeping yourself stuck in cycles. The cycles are doomed to repeat. The Four of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles reversed. Stop giving your energy to people that don't deserve it. The Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. There's a deep need for rest, meditation, going within. And the Knight of Swords. It's time to take action on your own care. And stop giving your energy to shitty people. You're giving your energy to people that don't deserve it. Not because they don't deserve to be loved, but because you're putting all of your energy into trying to do the work that they need to be doing themselves. Part of your leadership mission is to make people understand that you're not out there to save anybody from their own problems. What you need to do is go down within and do your own inner work. Recognize your own shit that gets you stuck in this thinking that you need to fix everything. Hold on. I'm seeing a small child whose parents are, I'm hearing dad's an alcoholic. The parents are still unhealed, still finding themselves, and this child is like having to take care of siblings, having to clean the house, having to do the responsibilities of a wife, but to both of their parents. So you grew up in that kind of a world, and now in this lifetime you are feeling like you have to pick up the pieces for everybody, that nobody can do it quite like you can do it. Wow. Alright, it's the Three of Wands and the Queen of Wands. The Nine of Wands reversed and the Ten of Swords. Look at both of these cards. They're both like looking off into the distance. One's looking off into the distance, seeking better ways. This is the Three of Wands, waiting for the ships to come in. The Ten of Swords. She's looking off into the distance, wondering when her new life is going to begin. She's distraught and broken. because she hurt herself waiting for those ships to come in. She was looking for a savior and didn't realize that she was responsible to save herself. The Nine of Wands, the boundaries were not set because she was never taught to set good boundaries for herself. Because from a very young age, she was responsible for the whole house. There's a Queen of Wands here waiting to be born, but she's on her side, so it hasn't quite... You know, this Queen of Wands is a passionate leader, full of fire and magic. But you can't become that until you set some boundaries for yourself and decide the things that you're no longer going to do. And I don't think that you can really truly set clear boundaries with yourself or with other people until you set them with yourself. And that's going to require this stepping back for a moment and looking at other people's issues like they're their issues. That's a you problem, not a me problem. That's a tomorrow problem, not a today problem. See how that went from that person to this person. Even though they're two different situations, but you have got to learn how to set boundaries for yourself. I'm not going to work myself to death. This Ten of Swords could be somebody who's a workaholic. And they've run themselves into the ground. So I'm not going to work 12-hour shifts anymore. I'm not going to take more than 6 dogs a day for grooming. I'm not going to go into work on my day off and deal with shitty employees. I'm going to take my time for myself. In order to start getting this fire back, with the Queen of Wands, in order to get this fire back, you have to understand that you have got to start telling yourself no so that you can tell other people no. That will allow you to move into calmer waters, and it will allow you to complete a cycle and to step out of it. At the bottom of the deck is the Sun. That's where near clarity comes in. The Knight of Wands. It will give you personal freedom. And the Page of Cups. Once you set yourself free, then you can start opening your heart. Your imagination can take flight and you can start creating from your heart, creating from love instead of fear. When you're stuck in fear, you can't create. You can't even call yourself a creator at that point, because you probably don't even understand that either. So coming out of the fear that you are going to get punished or abandoned or whatever if you don't do things for people, and understanding that, yes. Yeah, it's going to take courage. Tatsuya. Have courage. Heed wide counsel. with the elder at the bottom. A friend of mine turned me on to Eckhart Tolle in a very different way. I had heard of Tolle, or Toll, however you say that. I had heard of Toll, but I thought I knew everything I needed to know about the spiritual realm, or the spiritual everything, the universe. I thought I knew everything that I needed to know. I already had all my clairs. I was fortunate enough to have many of those abilities open to me, but I didn't know how to use them. I didn't understand that the mind and our consciousness and our soul are all entangled as one. And that's what we are. We are God. We are gods. And I didn't understand any of that. And I didn't understand that when I was having third eye visions, it was a heightened awareness because of the reasoning that made me an empath. The situations that I was in as a kid, the trauma that I went through. And now I understand that that's my pineal gland connecting with my third eye. Like, that pineal gland dumps DMT into your body. And we all know what DMT does. It produces vision. So it's a very small amount of DMT released with the pineal gland, and it's a warning system to the body that you're getting ready to have to go through something. Or when I would actually have those prophetic dreams that would tell me exactly what was happening, it was my body warning me. So, and the same thing with the smells, it's to bring a different perspective to a situation. I had a great aunt who smelled roses right before somebody died. So somewhere her brain had connected roses with death. And when her energetic field would come into awareness of the dying person, her olfactory nerve would start to detect roses. And that was, that's part of your pineal gland being open and dumping DMT. So pay attention to your body. And have courage, because it's not easy to face that part of your shadow. Oh, and so where I was going with that is Eckhart Tolle. Like, it wasn't until I actually started reading what that man had to say that I really got it. That, like, I really got it. Like, I already understood the stories in the Bible, but, like, I really got it because I put Tolle and Peterson and, like, all of these people that I had been reading, and all of a sudden it was like it clicked for me. So, heed wise counsel. Maybe you need to look into some of those names that I just mentioned. But either way, to fix the people pleasing, and that's what that is. That's people pleasing. When you're, taking customers when you damn sure know that you don't have room for those clients that day, and you go ahead and book them anyway, and you're overbooking yourself. Stop that. Stop that. All right, I'm going to leave this message here today. I hope you guys all enjoy your week, and I'll catch you next time.